Hey, it's Joe from Big Smoke. Now, before you click off this video, you're going to waste the next 10 to 15 minutes of your life, regardless. You might as well stick around with me, learn how to make some awesome mac and cheese for your next barbecue event.
Let's go over everything you're going to need. Ritz Crackers, salt, pepper, garlic, MSG, a full stick of butter, flour, nutmeg, cheddar, Parmesan, Piconing, Mozzarella, heavy whipping cream, milk, pizza blend, shredded cheese, and shells. Everything will be in the description down below. Alright, let's start off by making a roux. We're going to take a full stick of butter, melt it down, take a third cup of flour, mix it in, get it nice and incorporated, not lumpy. Make sure to keep stirring as we don't want a dark roux or a burnt roux. We want a nice golden roux. Then we're going to add in milk and cream slowly as to not make this lumpy. Get that all nice and stirred in, and as that comes up to temperature and smoothed out, we can then start to add nutmeg and try not to drop it. All right, for the rest of the ingredients, we're going to go with kosher salt, granulated garlic, black pepper, MSG,
cheese.
About a quarter cup of each, maybe a third. Depends on how thick you want this. My guess is really thick. That's how I want it. Now salt your water, pour in your pasta, undercook it, reserve some of that pasta water.
I'm going to spray this pan. That's to try to mitigate as much cheese sticking to it as possible. I'm going to pour in a layer of pasta. Then I'm going to take mozzarella balls and I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to put on more pasta. We're going to cover that with bechamel sauce. And then we're going to coat that entire thing with cheese. And then we're going to take the Ritz Crackers. We're going to pound it up in this package. We're going to cover that as well. Try not to make a giant mess. Hot. Take our mozzarella balls. Now these are going to be little pockets of cheese surprise. Everybody likes pockets of cheese.
Cheese.
Now, more pasta. I'm adding a little bit of pasta water. About half of what I reserved. Gonna make this nice and thin. The reason I want it thinner than I would normally like to see is because as this pasta bakes, it's gonna absorb a lot of this water. So now we bring this over and we pour and make a giant mess while you're doing it. More cheese. We're gonna cover this entire top. I took about half a sleeve of Ritz Crackers, put them in a bag. Now you just want to crush these up. Make sure it's a pretty good fine powder. Into the oven it goes. I'm going to put it underneath the broiler until this starts to turn golden brown on the top. So I pulled it out from the oven underneath the broiler and got a nice color on there, finished cooking these off, and then I also made a little personal one. So if you had the time to separate these into small little dishes, you can put it into little guys like this and serve them to your guests. Or if you're doing a big party, put it in big trays like this and then set them out for your guests. So I'm gonna take some of this out. This is where you come in.
Pan down, please, mate. That means bring the camera down.
Okay. Okay. As goes with most of my dishes that I've been making these days, I can't eat it. Again, being on the carnivore diet, I guess this is just gonna have to go in the fridge and wait for guests.
Am I gonna offer me some?
Shit. It's a POV action right there. What do you think? This is how I pay my cameraman. And macaroni and cheese.
It's delicious. Creamy, cheesy,
Everything that you want in a macaroni and cheese.
and more.
All right. Simple, easy to make. Great side for your guests, or if you're doing catering or if you're doing a pop-up, it's a great side. People love it. If you're gonna make this, make it your own. I have made it where I have chopped up jalapeños and put it throughout this. If you have any shredded brisket from when you're cutting your brisket, throw that in there. Pulled pork, absolutely a great addition to it. Or leave it as is. Everybody's gonna love it and you're gonna sell a ton of it, or you're gonna make a lot of your guests happy. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you thought you learned something, please like, share, subscribe, send it to a friend, and remember to follow The Smoke on all the various social medias, the Instagrams and the Facebooks and whatever else is out there, locals, Rumble, whatever. All the things, I want you to go and find me and be one of my disciples, and that'd be great. Also, I want you to go ahead and check out my merch store at smokewarehouse.com. Like Men's Warehouse, but smoke is better. You look cooler. This is way better in a suit. Smokewarehouse.com. Check it out. Buy a shirt. All right. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. All right. So we pulled it out of the oven. All right. So we pulled it out from. Pulled it out. Obviously not. Okay. All right. So I pulled it. All right.
The cream is probably my favorite part. So.
I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is.